Hey, and welcome back, kids. Alright, so I thought today we would draw a picture of the largest living cat in the world, the Siberian tiger. They're big cats that possess grace and beauty. They spend a lot of time hunting and have a reputation as a vicious killer, but they're also very good parents to their children, which I think is awesome. What was that? Let me go see what my teammates are up to. Okay, you three, what do you think you're doing? Bouncing around like a Tigger or something. Wait, what's behind? It's Tigger! Look at that! Guys, I said we're gonna draw a tiger, not Tigger. Tigger, believe me, you're cool and all, but we weren't gonna draw you today. Oh, and Rue's here. Hi, Rue. Now you three, get back to work. All right, and we're back. Make sure you have an eraser and a pencil. All right. We are going to draw a Siberian tiger, not a Tigger. All right. Don't be too big. Here we are. There. Start out with a nice circle. Remember, don't press down too hard. We are going to erase some lines, so make sure you don't press too hard. Okay. One line going up and down the middle, and the other going across. All right, remember in these two, we put the eyes. It's going to have oval eyes. I think I made one a little bit bigger than the other, and that's okay. There we go. Now to fix that, since we're going to have a circle on the inside anyway, big circle, little circle. Remember, this one's going to be where the light source is. It's going to be shining in the eye. All circles so far. There. All right, now we want to add another circle in the very middle. I'm going to gently shade that in gray. That way we know it's the middle of his eye, and do the same thing to the other side. There we go. All right, we all remember where his nose goes? Right here in the middle, right? So this tiger has like a heart-shaped nose. It's almost a heart shape, just about. On these two sides, we're going to put little half rectangles. I'm going to gently just shade it in gray, just gently, not too dark. All right. Now on the sides of the heart, we're going to curl it around and come up. See how it's curled here? Comes up, and it curls again just above the eye. And do the same thing on the other side. And there's his nose. All right, now under his nose, we're going to come down just a little bit. See how I just darkened that line just a tiny bit? what we're going to do is draw an upside down heart. And if you need to flip your paper over to do it, that's fine. So I'm going to start my curve coming up, and it's going to go right up into that line there. All right, now my one cheek looks a little bit smaller than that cheek, and that's fine. If you accidentally did that too, don't worry about it. We're going to add details, so don't worry if you make a mistake. No one's going to know you made a mistake. Remember, this is your drawing. Notice I'm making another curve come out here from this curve. This is part of his face, part of his cheekbone. And the same thing to the other side. Again, if one's bigger than the other, don't worry about it. It's okay. All right, now inside we're going to just do a little line. We're going to indicate that that is where his little lips are. And just draw a few little strands of fur coming down. Next we're going to draw the chin. The chin is just going to be a curved shape, just like that. And again, if one side's a little bigger than the other, no worries. Remember, we're going to make adjustments. All right, next we're going to come up here to the sides, and we're going to do half circles. Remember, if one's a little bit bigger than the other, that's okay. Don't worry about it. All right, now we're going to make a different type of shape from this circle because they have somewhat like a mane, like a lion, but it's mostly just a lot of fur, like around under their chin or around their cheeks. So what we're going to do is start drawing some lines coming down like this. Notice how it's coming out of the circle. It's only coming right here. It's stopping there. They're not quite whiskers. Now, under his chin, we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be a little bit longer. And it's going to come out a little further than these lines here. And it'll all make sense once we're done. So right now you're probably thinking, hey, these lines are confusing. Don't worry. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw the fur under his chin. So what I like to do is make little zigzags, and I'm connecting all the fur together. See how it's branching out? It's going to stop there. Make some big ones, make some little ones. This is your picture. Your zigzags can look however you want. It's going to stop there. All right, and we're going to do the same thing with the one that came down here. Remember, these ones were shorter than these ones. I'm going to make these zigzags bigger. That way I can tell the difference. And that's just for me. If you don't want to make them bigger, that's fine. And do the same thing to the other side. There. All right, now I'm going to use my eraser, and I'm going to very gently erase the extra lines. I'm mostly erasing the circle that we made earlier. These other little lines, I'm just going to erase them very lightly, but not all the way, because they're going to add effect to his fur. And I'll show you how to do that. And I can go through and get these extra lines here, because we don't need the grid anymore. We have his face. All right. Looking good. Okay. So I can still see these lines that are going up and down from where his cheeks are and down to his mane. It's exactly what we want. We want that extra detail. All right. Now before we continue with this part, we're going to come back up here to the top of his head, and we're going to make like a little heart at the tippy top. It's going to come down into his ears. And then I can erase that circle shape. If I don't get all of it, that's fine. There we go. Okay. Now, the inside of each ear. It's got like a little curve right here. If one curve is smaller than the other, don't worry about it. Everybody's different. I actually have one ear that's slightly bigger than the other one. Alright, I'm just going to darken up the outside of his ear just a little. There we go. Okay. Alright. Now, what does a tiger have that other big cats don't? If you said stripes, then you win. Very good. They have stripes. So I'm going to show you how to make some really cool tiger stripes. Alright, so usually think about stripes coming down like this, kind of like how tigers are. But we're not drawing a tiger, we're drawing a real tiger. Their stripes actually are almost that type of shape, almost like a bird, like you're drawing the wing, then the beak, and another wing. It's very similar to that. And you go back over it, it's almost like an arrow shape. And you're going to do that all the way to the back. Try to make them, like this one's bigger, smaller, smaller, smaller still, and then the smallest. Just try to do that as a pattern. Make it look smaller the further back it goes. You can add some extra little shapes to it if you want to. See how small mine's getting? Once I get back here to that heart shape, I can just put some extra little lines on top. There we go. And we'll color those black later. Above each eye, I like to put almost diamond shapes or triangle shapes. Very nice. Same thing that goes under the eye. I like to like little moon shapes. And again, we'll color those black later. Now up here on the forehead, sometimes a cat will have like an M shape on their forehead. Tigers don't really have that. I have seen a few that do. But we're just going to almost make like lightning bolts. Just to make him unique. Maybe a few more little stripes next to the lightning bolts. And if your lightning bolts don't look perfect, that's okay. Don't worry about it. These are just special stripes. I'm going to make some more moon shapes over here. Going up into the ear. Make sure it doesn't go into the ear though. Be kind of silly looking to have a little moon up in your ear. Be pretty special. Inside the ear, I'm going to add just a couple of whiskers, just a couple little lines, just to separate it from where his head is. There we go. All right, now we're going to come back over here to this side. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another half moon shape right here. Remember, this was the line that went into his cheek right here. I'm going to darken it up so you can see it. So there's where my line started, and it went up to a point. I'm going to do a few of those. Maybe put one up here. There we go. I'm going to do it to the other side too. Maybe this one's going to be a little smaller. Maybe a big one up here. There we go. I believe the rumor is that no two tigers share the same pattern of stripes. So your stripes can look very different from mine. I'm going to add some little ovals here in his cheeks. We'll add his whiskers later. Don't worry about that now. Just add those little ovals. All right, now we're going to come back down to this part of his neck fur. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a few more zigzags. And then look, I'm adding another zigzag, and this is going to be another stripe. Maybe I'll add another one up here, but maybe it won't go as far. Maybe I'll make it into a point like that. And maybe do that same thing to the other side. Almost look like lightning bolts. There we go. He's looking really, really good. All right, when you're finished, we're going to go back up to his eye because we're going to add some extra cat details. We're going to draw little lines coming out like this from the sides of his eyes. And these are also going to be colored in black. If you're using paint, you can paint them too, but I wouldn't recommend that on this type of paper. I'm actually not using the appropriate paper at the moment for paints, but I can use marker. So maybe we'll use some markers when we're finished. So notice how I've outlined the top of the eye, and all of that will be painted black later. I'm going to come around this side too. So all of that will be colored in. Now, from this part of the eye, where it lines up with the nose, I'm just going to have a little section here, little rectangles or squares coming down out of each eye. He's looking really fabulous. He looks terrific. Looks great. Alright, I'm going to go back to his chin now. I'm going to just add a couple little lines here. So we know that's his chin. Okay, now we're going to go back to this mane. Not so much his cheeks, just the mane under. Remember, we made those lines? I'm going to go back to those. And look what I'm doing. I'm just going to add a couple little lines in between each one. And look, I'm going over top of where my stripes are going to be too. And you don't have to go over each one of them if you don't want to. That's up to you. Remember, they're going to be colored in black. There we go. And we're going to do the same thing up here to his cheeks, but don't do as many. Notice how I did a lot down here? We're kind of losing his chin at the moment. We don't want to do that up here too. So I'm just going to do a couple. And they're going to be a little bit wider. Yeah. Just some wider lines. There we go. Since I did say I lost his chin, I'm going to go back and just gently add some zigzags to it. Darken it up a little bit. There we go. Perfect. He's looking beautiful. This is great. Okay. Now, where is my pen? I wonder if Luigi or Goku took my pens. Where are they, boys? Oh, thank you, Painter. Yes, you're awesome. Okay. So I'm going to outline all of my pencil with my marker or pen. You can use whichever. So we're just going to outline all of our lines here. Remember, if you think you made a mistake, don't worry, nobody else knows that. This is your picture. Just take your time. You can hit pause. It's YouTube, so you can rewind it too. Just take your time. Don't get frustrated. We have a lot of lines to go through. Remember, just take your time. If you accidentally go over your pencil the wrong way, don't worry about it. Remember, we're going to erase the pencil. All right, that's a lot of lines, but we made it. Okay. Whew. I think my hand is tired. All right, so what we're going to do next is erase all the pencil lines. Get them all out of the way. So just erase as best you can. If you don't get them all, don't worry about it. It'll add some character to your picture. There are some artists who don't even erase their pencil lines after they ink a project. they leave it so other people can see their technique, or it's part of their technique. Just makes their work their own. It gives it their own personality. Alright, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to use some markers. Everybody likes to use markers. If you don't have markers, you can use color pencil, you can use crayon, you can use watercolor paint. Whatever you have that has at least orange and black. And no, it's not a Halloween project. That's just the color of this Siberian tiger. Alright, so I'm going to take my orange marker and I'm going to start coloring. Now the best part about this is if I do that. Oops. Look what I just did. I put the orange where one of my stripes are. Do you want to know why it's okay? It's because I'm using the orange first. If I was using the black first and I did that, then it would be on the part where it's supposed to be orange. But because I'm using the orange first, it's okay if I make a mistake like that, because I'm going to outline those with the darker color, a black color, a brown, a gray. If you wanted to have blue stripes, you could use blue. So if you accidentally do it, don't worry about it. Some of you may just say, hey, I'm just going to color over all of them. If that's the case, if that's what you want to do, go for it. This is your picture. I'm just going to have some orange come down here. Because remember, he's not going to be all orange. They do have some white or even some yellow on their face. I'm going to color in just under his eye there. I'm going to leave some space above it. Just keep white. There we go. I'll do the same thing over here. Leave just enough room at the top just to have some white there. There we go. And try to stay in the lines around his face. That way it's not actually going outside. I'm sure your teachers are always saying, color inside the lines. In this case, coloring on the inside of the lines on the outside. You want to make sure you do that. On the inside here, don't worry about it. Remember, we're going to color over them. Alright. Now, both sides of his cheeks. I'm not going to have all of that orange. I'm just going to come down. I have some of it be orange, not the whole thing. Now, doing your zigzags might be tough. See how my marker has a point? Most markers have points on them. If you're using Crayola, they have a point. So what I'm going to just do is gently and carefully go down each point and take my time to do it nice and slow so I don't accidentally go out here. Maybe I'll add some orange up here. Again, I'm going to take my time, just use the point, and go through each one. There we go. Looking good. I'll do the same thing to the other side. very slowly, taking my time. Maybe I'll come down to there. Here we go. And a little bit up here too. There we go. All right, now the last bit of orange that I'm going to use in this piece is actually going to be at the bottom part of his mane down here. So I'm just gonna very carefully use the point, make some little lines. Very careful, staying inside each little zigzag the best I can. Do the same thing the other side. I don't want to go all the way across, so I'll stop maybe about there. Add a few more here, just a couple. There we go. Okay, perfect. All right, so now I'm going to actually use a very, very dark brown color, just so that you guys can see the difference in where my black lines are and where my brown lines are going to color them in. Okay, so under his nose he has a little shadow, just a little bit of shading, so I'm just going to shade that in. And I'm going to do that to each little oval on his cheeks. Alright, and now I'm going to very carefully use the tip and do each stripe. And look how it perfectly goes over all my little orange mistakes that I made. I'm going to quote very famous painter Bob Ross. We just have happy little accidents. They're not mistakes. Just happy little accidents. If you have not seen Bob Ross, YouTube him, look him up. It's a lot like me. Sometimes he'll actually have animals on his show instead of 3 crazy little helpers. He's a really cool guy. You'll like him. Now under his chin, I'm just going to very slowly and carefully color in his stripe. Look at that. See how the white is going over top of that dark color? Looks really, really cool. Remember, just take your time. Alright, so let's say I accidentally Let's do it up here. Look at that. I made that way too thick. I wanted those to be sharp. I can take the tip of my marker and do that. Let's do that one more time. Let's do it again. It's way too thick. I don't want it to look like that. Use the tip, very gently sharpen the edges. There. See? You can do that trick with crayons too. And if you have a very sharpened color pencil, you can do it that way as well. Alright, now we're here at his eye. We're going to color that middle circle, dark like that. Very nice. And don't forget, if it's not 100% perfect looking, like if you accidentally mess up one of those triangles under his eye, don't worry about it. Remember, all tigers have very different stripes, so don't worry about it. It's okay. Under his nose, I like to just darken my line just a little bit. Almost done. It's looking great. You're doing a wonderful job. The important thing is to have patience when you're making your art. Alright, now the last thing I'm going to make dark is around his ears. Nice, thick, bold lines. And just color it in. Great. Looks wonderful. Just super, super cute. Alright, I'm going to go back to my normal pen really quick because the more I look down here, I'm losing his face in his mane. We want his face or little muzzle to stick out. So all I'm going to do with my pen is back here where his cheeks meet that little mane. I'm just going to make some darker little lines. Just to help it stick out some more. Maybe a little bit under his chin too. Oh, that's much better. Do that to both sides. So we don't want to lose his adorable face. He looks great. If you want to do that technique on the inside of his ear, go for it. I'm just going to add a couple little lines, not many. All right. Let me see if I have a different color here for his nose. Aha, I do. All right, so you can use a pink, red, whatever color you have. I think this is a magenta. Maybe a fuchsia color. Not quite burgundy. I'm not going to color the whole thing because I want his nose to have a little bit of a shine to it. It's nice and wet, just like a real cat's nose. So I'm going to leave that little bit up there white. Now if you have any yellow or green, even a blue color, you can color in the eyes. This is like a greenish yellow. Perfect. It looks awesome. You guys did a great job. Don't forget to sign your name. All right, and that's all for today. Great job. I'd like to see your work. Send me an email. Have a good day. Bye-bye.